Oh, let's see.
Oh.
And they lived
Hello.
after.
Hey,
Oh,
yes. Well
you know what,
done.
Josh? Hold that book right back up there for us, please. Let's talk just a tiny bit about this cover. So we are
can we
a
talk
good.
about,
I embarrassingly ripped
80%.
book cover.
We're good 80%. We're good 80% through the books. What scene are we seeing here?
I don't think we've gotten there yet.
Okay.
Who is that man?
I believe it's Rand. I believe it's
Yo.
Avienda in the blue cloak. And there's apparently a Drakkar flying over Rand's head.
Skies are red.
Skies are red, and there's a giant fucking battle. I don't know. There's what are these banners in the background? Yeah, there's a. Oh, it's the Two Rivers. I think that's the black banner with the white wolf on it. Maybe in the background there. It's really fucking hard to tell.
Okay, no one's really pointed out, but yeah, Josh, can you put that book cover up and then also show your shirt at the same time? You.
God damn you, Ryan! What?
You both got the baby V.
Oh, are we both wearing the same collar? No,
the same
no,
exact
we're
shirt,
not.
exactly the exact same shirt.
I don't have mine nearly unbuttoned that far. I mean, I could, but I don't.
Thank you, MaTsDaGger. Your kindness is
MaTsDaGger.
only surpassed by
Corn nuts
luxurious
power.
hair.
You're making me hungry.
Yes. Corn nuts power. I love it. Oh man.
There's actually a request for you to unbutton your shirt more, Josh. Just so you know.
Please do.
I don't know, Dovie. Let's see how the night goes.
Yeah, maybe if we get up to 30 viewers, maybe Josh will give us another
It ain't over. Well, that's a good point, Ryan. If anyone hasn't liked and or subscribed yet, please do so. We have a show every Tuesday and Sunday. We do content all the time. We're also working on a video here. So
all the time.
Yeah, hang out. Subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we're coming. Thank you.
Well done. You're becoming a YouTuber. Hey, sit in. Thank you.
Wow.
All right, so let's do what we do, shall we? And peripherally talk about the book. No, we're scholarly, man.
Well, Ryan's here, so there will be some peripheral or rimming of the book. I don't know what you want to call it.
I'll rim the shit out of this, but
I'll rim the shit out of this chapter.
Yeah. How dare you call me peripheral?
Let's see. We are at chapter 38. It is a sudden chill. It's a Matt chapter. We got the dice. We got the dice emblem.
Sudden chill.
And it's Matt. Matt's in Altura. He had been traveled there. He and the band had traveled there. Rand said, "Take your fucking time, but hurry up, but take your time." So this is day 3. They're going through, and it's about day 4. He's with Avienda, and they had scouts out. Bannon comes back. He's all, shit. Warder's got 2 of our scouts. They beat him up, but they didn't kill him. They're like, all right.
Come back.
All right. They know we're here. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to build. We're just going to defense. We're best offense is a good defense. All right. You. I want you to do this. I want you to do what we're going to do. And they build. They're fortifying it just so that they are not seen as a threat. They're like, why would they be building a fort if they're going to attack us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean it's weird philosophy, but he is stuck there with a whole lot of men, with a whole lot of Aes Sedai just right over there.
No, I thought it was interesting. I mean, they described earlier how a warder just came up out of nowhere and drubbed one of their best men.
Right.
He's like, fuck, we don't want this fight.
Right. God damn it.
It's like they didn't kill him. Yeah.
Before we go too far, the second page of this chapter, for me anyways, there's a sentence. For Avienda's part, Oliver seemed to make her uneasy, which Matt did not understand at all. So this to me says Avienda's pregnant.
Oh,
I have no idea if that's true or not. And it's a little weird given what we see with the dagger and the stick with Elaine down the road. But whether she knows it or not, and I mean, I'm highly doubtful that Rand knew to practice, the rhythm method, or what.
No, Rand
conscientious about how he was ejaculating
does not pull out.
Avienda,
He does not pull out.
Yes.
He does not pull out.
That's right. So I think it's very possible she's pregnant at this point in the book. Whether she knows it or not is a whole other question. But I just wanted to make that point because I think that will come up later, is my sneaky suspicion.
Well, to your point, Avienda gets on the back of Pips and starts talking to Matt when they're going into Saladar, and is like, she says, quote, the boy Oliver, the Shido kill his father? And Matt nodded. His mother died of hunger, Avienda said.
Right.
He's like, yeah,
that or maybe sickness.
I don't know. He buried her himself. And her whole thing was like, he's too young to spend all his time with grown men.
Right.
I agree. You should not be an altar boy until you're at least 13.
But again, Matt, there's an interesting conversation in there, and that Matt's like, you got to make it up to him. He's like, me? I didn't kill his mom. I didn't kill his dad. I don't got toe. What the fuck?
Right. You do not care for him properly. So is it cultural apprehension, or is it a funny synchronous feeling? It's kind of hard to tell, but I don't know. It just, that sentence really jumped out of the page at me as like, oh, this is getting planted here, whether it's true or not.
Right on. I like that.
Yeah.
We do, in this, come across our first possible drinking obligation. Guys, let me know what you think. I'll just quote it out of context. Up behind him with a grunt.
It's on the edge. We'll do it. We'll do it. Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Up behind him with a grunt.
Up behind him with a grunt. They enter Shido. There is, quote, some fingering a sword hilt.
Wait, they enter Shido? That was a drinking obligation. They enter Saladar.
Oh, did I say Shido?
Yeah, you said they enter Shido.
They enter Shido. Take that. That was gross of me. What did I do?
With a grunt.
So gross. But they get all right. So they get to Saladar. We confirm that Matt. It says, "quote Pretty but too skinny for his taste, even without ageless face. Who wants to be poked by bones every time you give a hug?" So Matt likes the BBWs, and more power to him. I do too.
Wait, I'm afraid to ask. What is BB?
Big, beautiful women.
Big, beautiful. Okay, yeah.
He likes them plump, I believe is his terminology, but yes.
Yeah, it has to be BPW in this world. Or PBW, plump, beautiful,
Plump, beautiful women,
PBWs.
You know, if plump wasn't so fun to say, I would be offended. Yeah, plump.
Right.
Plump. Matt enters. He has his little brigade, but only a few people, including Avienda.
What if you went shopping and there's like small, medium, large, and then plump?
And then plump. Plump is like... It's like
everything.
I don't know.
Everything over that.
Size P.
All right, so he's an Aes Sedai comes out, the skinny one, cute one, but not quite plump enough for Matt. But
No no.
He recognized beauty where it's at, but he's like, yeah, not my taste. He's like, yeah, I'm looking for Elaine and Egwin, and I don't know, probably Nynaeve too. She's like, let's go. Follow me.
Follow me.
She's like, all right, thanks for following me. Stay here. And she goes inside, and all kinds of Aes Sedai come and are checking out Avienda. They're like, woo, girl.
Look at the weaves on that,
I mean,
girl.
Before that, there is another drinking obligation. Possibly, you guys let me know. Quote, he barely stopped himself from fingering.
Fuck, all right, I'm not going to get through the show, Dan.
Well, I'm just all right. Quote, his hand stroked the curved haft of his spear. Nah. All right, the fingering.
Curved
Fingering for sure.
The Aes Sedai are like, hey, who are you? She's like, I'm Avienda. They're like, do you know how fucking awesome you are? She's like, yeah. They're like, no, really, 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 really. They're like just pecking hens. Nynaeve's like, Matt Cawthon, you're a brat. What are you doing here? He's like, I got an army, lady.
Yeah, I'm a general.
But
she assaults
okay, we do need to talk about Nicola and the glow.
Nicola.
So this brought back the memory of when what's his face, the Chandler who they have here that Nynaeve healed, when he saw Rand as he was
Mm-hmm.
No, not Swan, the male.
Yeah.
Logain.
Yeah.
Logain. When Logain was in the cage being transported through Camelin, he looked into the distance and he saw Rand, and he describes Rand as being encapsulated in a glow.
Hung like a horse.
Well, probably. But I don't think Logain noticed that part. He was too obsessed with the glow. But this glow, the way they describe it, seems very similar to the way he
do they
lifts himself off the ground.
Do they wear tights that like really show everything? Are they wearing are they men in tights? Can we imagine this entire show as these guys in tights?
Yeah, and they call the penis a calf.
Yes. They drink calf.
And they're like, he's got a well-turned calf. That means they're just seeing his bulge.
Okay. and then they okay. Thank you. Yes, ending that was a chore.
No, I got there.
Well, where do you think the origin of the word horny comes from?
Oh, obviously the horny toad frog.
No, it's because you had a horn in your pants. It's from like a Renaissance era style of dress. It's in the Oxford English Dictionary if you look. It's about the Renaissance era of dress where they wore these really tight pants, like the Prince Albert era. And they would talk about it as approaching a woman with your horn showing.
Oh, okay.
You know what, guys? I wish we lived in those eras.
Yeah. My horn is more like a
you want to be able to tuck your penis back,
so popular. But Matt gets introduced to Egwin.
Your horn has eyebrows.
But hang on. So can Logain see TAVERN, and does that not require the power?
She said it's a talent.
He was stilled at that point when he saw Rand encapsulated in the glow. And for Nicola, they say you've uncovered your first talent.
He wasn't
not stilled.
He was on his way to being stilled, right? Okay.
Correct. He was blocked.
It's an important detail.
But I don't know if you need. I mean, they did talk about the it being a talent, and not every talent.
Is what Min has a talent? Is being a wolf?
We find out later in the chapter she's talented at sitting on laps, baby. Yeah.
Oh man,
yes.
She does the first Landland lap dance. She's like, hey, I'm going to community college for my beautician's license, but
And she just yawns and falls asleep, and you're like, what am I paying for?
And Yeah. Oh, someone's awake.
Is that a hero with a horn in your pocket? Dan, I love your POV camera work. That's amazing.
So my 8-year-old son he has a book report due tomorrow, and I don't know what to do. All right. Guys, strip bars.
Brother Dan, Jesus.
Hey, guys. Hey, girls gotta eat. I'm game.
Are we still on? Are we still live?
Are we still on?
Quote,
Yes.
Quote, his fingers shifted to Egwin.
Yes.
No.
All right, I gotta get another drink. It's gonna be one of those drink days.
His fingers shifted to Egwin. Yeah, I mean, my mind went somewhere. So.
All right. God damn it, Dan.
Hey, you wanna buy me a shot? You wanna go in the back? I'm just. All right. So Matt sees gets introduced to Egwin. He's like, "What?" He's like, "Don't do that shit."
He's like, I know you're faking this.
He's all, "You full of shit. Hey, this is dumb. Don't do this." They try to channel on him. It just melts away. The girls are like, "What? Buy me a drink." He's like, "Yeah, don't fuck with me." He throws off her stole and sits in her seat and puts his feet up. And he's like,
Brother, Brother Dan, was it was like experiencing Teflon for the first time?
Teflon? Yeah, oh yeah. Yep. It just went away.
Just went away.
Does that cause cancer?
Yes, it does, Ryan. That's why Ronald Reagan died. He was a Teflon president.
Oh, okay.
Teflon Ronnie, right? Right?
It melted in his brain. No, yeah.
In his 90s, he eventually died of Teflon.
little known fact. Hot take.
Hot take.
Was it Elaine who made the first gateway? Am I remembering that correctly? It was, right?
Avienda made one.
Well, Avienda made one when they went and did it. But it's Elaine who makes it here, right? Or Egwin makes it first.
Egwin does.
Right? But after she dreamwalks Saladar.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And she's like,
okay.
It's kind of like this, right?
Just does it, right? Oh, because she's with Mo Gideon. It's right, when they were with Mo Gideon, and she was giving Mo Gideon...
Right. And Elaine's like, do it again.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Matt comes in. He makes all kinds of assumptions. He's like, Elaine, I'm strapping you to my back. I'm taking you to Rand. We're going to Camelin. Egwin, I don't know what the fuck you're doing here, but this is dangerous. You can come. And Nynaeve, I guess you can come too.
You want to tag along? That's fine.
Want to tag along?
That's fine. He's like, see that army out there? Yeah, I'm in charge of them. And they're like, hey, mother. And they're like, what? She's like, yeah, I still want to talk to General Cawthon alone. He's like, oh, no. So that's pretty much where that ends. And it just kind of jumps right back, but it's Egwin's point of view. It starts with Matt getting kicked by Nynaeve.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Quote, Nynaeve deftly hiked up her skirts and kicked Matt squarely in his ass or whatever, so hard that he staggered. And he was limping later. I mean,
it turns into a knot, he says. Yeah, I mean, it was like a serious... It wasn't like a sisterly kick. This was like a serious fucking kick.
Bro, right. Yeah, Nynaeve is like an MMA, one of the OG MMA fighters. From the
yeah, she's like, Nate Diaz?
Yeah, have you seen those, like...
Compton, bitch. Not Compton, Stockton.
She was old school backyard wrestling. She was diving off of roofs, slamming into tables.
Well, she was just using
yanking
that
braids.
switch.
She was yanking braids before you
Yanking
were
braids,
born,
using
bro.
the switch.
She was in the deserts of Barstow, diving off roofs.
I remember when you were stealing apples and I had to beat your ass. Beat your ass. What's interesting here is that everyone assumes that Matt's army is Dragonsworn.
Right.
He's like, I'm not Dragonsworn. They're like, well, what do you mean? Rand tells you to go somewhere and you do. We know that there's a distinction, but they don't really understand this distinction at all.
Well, I don't even know if I fully understand the distinction. I mean, Dragonsworn are the people of the Massima? The Prophet?
Yeah, also known as the Prophet, yes. But these are people that are not sworn to Rand.
But Massima has not talked to Rand since in a long time.
Right.
And Rand has not tried to intervene to, like, I don't know.
I think when
Massima's
Rand
behavior.
left, yeah, it was right after Book 2, The Great Hunt, when he was in the sky, that Massima turned into Crazy Man.
Right.
So you don't. So, but from what we know from the Dragonsworn themselves, is that they're causing all kinds of turmoil in Murundi, in Altara, in Amadesia, I think. They're tearing shit up, and in the name of the dragon. And so, for the Red Band to be lumped in there, they don't understand the difference per se. But Matt's never. He's never been a part of that, and Rand has never been either. It's just stuff being done in his name, per se.
Right.
But he does have that baggage.
From the outside, at least, it looks like they're his.
Right, and when you look at it from the girl's point of view, I mean, what's the difference, right? I mean, you're both doing stuff in the name of the Lord Dragon.
Sure.
So there was all right. So Matt gets he leaves.
I mean, I liked real quickly that discussion about the Dragonsworn. Like, yeah, there's a huge distinction though, and that's one is just like the cult of Masana, right? Like,
right.
But
no,
like
Massima,
you're right. Yeah, Massima. But outsiders don't know that. So and I see that she was playing off of that, and it was very clever because it's obvious that he's not, a worshiper of that weirdo.
But I don't. It's kind of a weird double thing, right? It's like in the world's eyes, the Dragonsworn are just those who follow the dragon, and whether or not Rand actually commands them or not is not really apparent, right? Or understood. It's a detail outside of the resolution of the view that most of the world has. It is important, I agree, Ryan, but it's not a known quantity.
Right, and while Egwin and Nynaeve and Elaine may appreciate the difference, does Gareth Bryant and his huge army just right over there appreciate the difference?
Right, appreciate the difference.
It might be
I feel
hard
like
to explain.
Bran is a man of detail, and like I think he probably does, but Matt doesn't know that, right?
Correct, and they're not helping anybody. Just saying, well, you're the Dragonsworn army right over there. That's right. What everyone's saying. You're just the Dragonsworn army, and they come in with the dragon banner. So, I mean, yeah, the distinctions and perceptions. I think it's kind of interesting. I was kind of taken. I'm like, oh shit, and Matt does seem like he's. Why wouldn't you think?
But I think Egwin actually thinks that Matt is Dragonsworn. I don't think even she understands the difference. If you read we're in her point of view, right? And she says it, but Bryn's soldiers truly would not take kindly to Dragonsworn, right? So even her internal dialogue puts this label on them without any kind of discrimination.
Right. And he says, I'm no bloody Dragonsworn. She says, of course you are, Matt. She made it sound the most obvious thing in the world, which it was if you only thought. You go where Rand sends you. What else are you but Dragonsworn? I mean, and it's like, well, yeah, I guess that name has a whole shitload of baggage, even though the two aren't really related at all. Guess what? They kind of are.
Right.
So Matt splits. He's like, well, and if you're not going to listen, I'm not going to talk. Bye. The girls talk. They're like, well, maybe we can take him to Abu Dar with us because, that's what's going to happen. We're going to go to Abu Dar. He's going to follow you, Elaine, There's talk of Brigitte, why she won't freaking, and I guess it goes into the next chapter, but Brigitte, Egwene's like, yeah, she's a dead hero, but it's here she is. So she knows, everyone knows. It's this kind of weird thing. I guess we'll get into that in just a second. There is, all right. So here, there's a couple weird phrases here that Mogideon had mentioned. They were talking
stuff about the talents.
Yeah.
Aligning the matrix.
So, yeah, they were saying
light of
that
spinning Earthfire.
Yeah, aligning the matrix. Go ahead. Light was spinning Earthfire.
Light was spinning Earthfire.
And milking tears.
Milking tears.
Oh, spinning Earthfire. No, what under the light? It was capitalized.
What under the light? Yeah, no, it's a little misconstrued.
Spinning Earthfire and milking tears. Is that a drinking obligation, Ryan?
Please,
Ryan, have you ever had milking tears? When's the last time you cried?
When's the last time did I have tears milked? Is it the better question, Brother Dan?
From your tear teats?
When I'm doing my typical performative cry to get what I want, yeah, I'm milking those tears, baby.
Milking the tears.
Let's see what else. What's her name? Sheriam comes in.
Sheriam comes in, right? Yeah.
She doesn't ask to come in. She just barges in. She's like, Sheriam, y'all. Hey, Sheriam, y'all. She sits without even being told to sit.
Episode.
And she pretty much is like saying, yeah, I think she kind of convinces her that they're all going to go to Abadar. More or less. They're like, the longer we sit here and do nothing with an army of Dragonsworn staring at us, the worse it will be. Why, the way rumors spread, I wouldn't be surprised if half of Altara thinks we are Dragonsworn in under a month. Sheriam says the answer is to send the Dragonsworn away. And she's like, well, I wish it was that easy, but it's just not going to work that way. And then finally, Sheriam's like, well, perhaps it's necessary for us to leave Saldara after all, sooner than I could wish. She's like, but,
so I think it's really funny the way that their journeys, this is straight up Game of Houses shit, right? That she's executing. And without knowing Moiraine, without having been to the Aiel and suffered under the Wise Ones, she wouldn't have the consciousness to do this stuff, right? And this gets back to the question of are the girls also TAVERN? And what does that mean if they are or are not? That's one thing about the show that's kind of interesting, right? Is all 5 of the characters from the Two Rivers are kind of treated the same way. Here we know, obviously, Matt's the Dragon Reborn, but the role that Egwene plays is maybe more important in a way. I mean, Rand is at the center of everything, of the cosmos, so to speak, but without Egwene's pursuing this course of action, like, things would not go the route that they would go. And her having had the life experiences that she's had leads her to be able to, like, strategize. It's not exactly the right word. There's a word I'm looking for here, but leads her to, like, be able to act the way she is. It's kind of interesting to think about.
Yeah. So Rand is certainly leveled up. Egwene is now the Amerlin seat.
Right.
We have, of the 5, we have Perrin became the Lord of the Two
Lord
Rivers.
of Two Rivers, right? Yep. Matt's
Matt
a general
is
with the memories of, you know, historical battles and, like, many authors of books and shit, like protection from the One Power and a spear of, you know, steel from the Age of Legends, like.
And Nynaeve is healing people who were stilled and were not thought to have been able to have been healed.
Right.
Let me just, if I can, real fast. Gosh darn it, Tom.
Gosh,
I love you so much. I wish you were here.
Yes.
Get that computer. No, take that $50. Go get your computer fixed.
He must have meant $5 and accidentally added some zeros. We'll give it back to you.
Yeah. I love you, Tom.
Thank you.
But Egwene seems to realize the position she's in,
right?
And is, I would say, maybe milking that naivety that everyone assumes that she has. Perhaps
she's soft and easy and to manipulate, and, like, we'll just do what they say, right?
Right, and even when
doesn't have the sophistication. Right, yeah, but she doesn't have the sophistication to, like, execute her own plan of action that manipulates them back, right?
Mm-hmm. And in fact, Sheriam's like, Lord Gareth will do exactly as you.
I mean,
command.
you.
yeah, exactly. This chapter ends, and we jump into chapter 40, which is called Unexpected Laughter, and it's Matt back again. And he and Tom are smoking a bowl in the alley outside of a tavern. Well, they each got their own bowl, I guess.
He's got their own pipe, yep.
And this is one of the more enjoyable conversations I think I've read. Tom is wonderful here. Matt's like, all right, I got to take these bitches with me. And Tom's like, who do you think you are? Mm-hmm. Why do you think that you are able to control their actions? These women of agency, these women who are more powerful than you, by the way. Who do you think you are? It's a pretty great. I don't know. And he gives a parable like Jesus.
About
he says,
Loretta.
Yeah, he had a bootmaker.
He's like a feminist was walking on the sand. And then he had footsteps behind him.
Go on.
But at some point, the male feminist said to the Lord, Lord, why? I've been a male feminist for at least a year. Why were there one set of footprints? And the Lord said to the male feminist, is because a woman was carrying you.
And you turned around, and they were size 8 Doc Martens.
My favorite.
You realize he was sitting in her lap all along.
And it was men. Nice.
Exactly.
Men sitting in men's lap.
It was men in their flower embroidered Doc Martens.
Yeah, men would definitely have like a Susie and the Banshees t-shirt, or like an old, like the Clash where the dude's about to smash his bass guitar. London Calling, that album cover. I'm sure she has that t-shirt. Guys in the chat, let us know what graphic t-shirt Min definitely has in her closet. And Fael too. Fael's kind of.
I think it's that Breeders shirt with them on the front playing the show.
The breeders, the sisters, Kim Deal and Sister Deal.
I want to say an old school Nirvana shirt with the yellow face that looked all like drunk.
Oh, the 3 eyes.
Oh, the happy face with the X eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking. How about like the Smiths' Rank album? That just is like some like British young woman just kind of looking at the camera, just not, or Mina's Murder, I guess. But no, Rank.
You know what? The easy answer is Disintegration by The Cure, but actually I think she'd have 3 imaginary boys. It would just be the pink refrigerator.
All right.
Wait, what is the pink refrigerator shirt? What is that from? Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
We got Breeders or the Pixies.
Did Avril
Thanks,
Lavigne?
MrHowley.
Joy Division.
Joy Division's good. Mistress. Yep.
Yeah. The Trees one.
Did Avril Lavigne sing the Wrecking Ball song?
Definitely has a Tom Fuck shirt. The Misfits. Yeah.
Misfits.
That
okay.
one with the skull face. Yeah. Distillers. Let's see what that is. Clash, Them Calling. There you go. I don't know the Distillers. I don't know, but I like this.
Train the
Celine
blood.
Dion Titanic shirt. Hold on. You're blowing my mind here. All right, so no, exactly, Secret Squirrel. This is what I'm talking about. Min has the Boy album cover. Yes. Celine Dion Titanic shirt. You know what? Post a picture of that. I don't even know what that means.
Hey, but for this one though, it's crazy because she looks exactly like the boy on the shirt.
Boy, stupid boy. Yeah, I like that album.
That's a good one.
So yeah, Tom dishes the knowledge. He says, quote, "Have you ever thought of helping them do what they want instead of what you want?" He's like, wow. And here he says, Egwin, it's hard to think of that child as Amerlin, but the Aes Sedai right here hardly think of Egwin as Aes Sedai. Amerlin maybe, but not Aes Sedai. Hard that is to believe. I don't understand, but it's true. The same for Elaine and Nynaeve. So they see her as Amerlin, according to Tom, but not as an Aes Sedai.
Not Aes Sedai, right? Well,
and that's because they didn't get hazed.
She hasn't used the Oath Rod. Yep.
Yeah. Matt gives Tom a letter. The letter he got from Rand, I assume. Tom fingers the letter gently, so gently.
Further down,
Matt says, quote, "Who's the letter from, Tom? Another woman you rescued, or did you leave her when she could get her head cut off?" And he said, "I left her," Tom said softly, and just walked away. He hasn't opened the letter yet, but he's morose.
He knows who's it from. But,
wait. I think we just learned something about Brother Dan. Brother Dan will not drink unless he himself is experiencing a sexual innuendo or he's making one up himself. So every time he's going to have a drink, be it by himself, in a bar with his family, or on the show, he's just making up. You have the dirtiest mind I've ever met in my life, Brother Dan.
Ryan, I will at our family thing, I'll say, "Hey guys, toast. Mazel tov." That means boner. Boom. All right. He sends Vannon out, and he's like, "All right, you got to." He's like, "Fine. All right, I'll see you." He leaves. Quote, "Matt occupied most tongues?"
Okay, I thought you were going to say Nynaeve caught sight of him and stiffened visibly, but...
Well, all right. Here, I got the tiebreaker. She felt Brigitte coming.
Oh,
okay,
well,
that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Go.
That's a double shot.
Hey, guys. She felt Brigitte coming. Guys, I scour these pages.
I know you do.
Oh my god, put a black light on that book.
Yikes. Don't. It'll look like the Milky Way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What? Let's see. So Matt, so everyone's talking about Matt. So she feels Brigitte coming. She talks to Brigitte. She's like, Brigitte, can I talk to Egwin? She's like, no. And she explains it in a way that I can kind of dig. Hey, JLH!
JLH,
Jansen. What up?
He's only got half a shirt on in this picture.
JLH in the hizzy. I'm glad you're here and not
Doing
busy.
well. Yeah, welcome.
It was arm day, and he just went too hard on one arm, so his shirt doesn't fit.
Shirt doesn't fit anymore.
So
Brigitte
Brigitte explains her situation. She's like, quote, always when the wheel spun me out, I was born, lived, and died without ever knowing I was bound to the wheel. I only knew that in between. But she says, sometimes I became known, even famous, but I was like everyone else, not someone out of a legend. This time I was ripped out, not spun out. For the first time, wearing flesh. I know who I am. For the first time, other people can know too. She says, I don't know I can live up to that. Now I'm Brigitte of the stories. Everyone who knows will expect. I feel like I'm a feather dancer walking into a Tovan conclave. Ryan, feather dancer walking into a Tovan conclave. Give me that.
Conclave.
Oh, no, yeah, which is much like Trump walking into an exotic Trump tower.
No, so what does it look like? What does a feather dancer walking into a Tovan conclave look like? I was asking. You know?
Oh, do you want me to play it out?
Yeah, maybe. Just give me 10 seconds of it. And action. Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
Welcome to our Tovan Conclave. You did very well, Feather Dancer. Welcome. Let everyone eat her. No. That was great, Ryan. I like that.
Right when our friend Jansen gets on the stream in the chat, you make me do that. I see how you work.
Yeah, hey Ryan, do that De Niro impression you always do.
There's no win situation.
Ryan, do your Al Pacino, would you?
Oh no, very okay.
All right.
So basically, it's saying a feather dance. Basically, it's saying a feather dancer walking into a strip club.
Yeah, no,
a feather dancer walks into a strip club.
God, I don't. Who's that famous stripper with the bananas? Imagine that.
Anthony Kiedis?
Anthony Bourdain?
Bourdain France?
Anthony Jeselnik?
Anthony Jeselnik. I was thinking, Emerald Lagasse?
Come on, what's her name? Come on, it's in the 20s.
What's her name?
Yes.
Did you just say what's her name?
She's famous.
Bridget Bardot.
No, she's African American.
Jane Fonda. No. Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, Oprah.
Name a more famous.
1920s?
Yes, with the bananas, and she was like an exotic dancer.
Jacqueline something? Is it
I don't know, Ryan.
Who is it?
Nobody cares, Ryan.
Okay, no one cares.
Nobody cares. Yeah, that's a topic for another day. Ryan, we're losing all our audience. Everyone's left.
It is Baker. There, that's okay.
Josephine Baker.
All right, so that's who I think.
I said I was close.
That's what I think of when the Chiquita banana. No, sorry.
The feather dancers is Josephine Baker. All right. All right. I like that. I can rally around Josephine Baker as the imagery there.
I can see that too. Yeah.
So we have Elaine and Avienda meeting. Avienda's like, your room now. She's like, fuck. Avienda's gonna beat me up. But guess what? Avienda shows her tits and is like, go ahead. You can stab me, you can punch me, you can beat me with the stick. I got toe.
I have toe
I
to
slept
you.
with I slept with your man. And I grammed it. I put it on Instagram. I was like, hashtag Avienda, hashtag Randick, hashtag Igloo, hashtag so good. Send.
Randick. Okay.
Randick.
Did she do
Hashtag
two
fire
Ds
crotch.
or just like use
Hashtag-
was it the 1D Rand and then Dick just 1D?
It was
together?
thick dick. It was THICC DICC.
Oh, okay, got it.
Hashtag Wetlander. Wetlander.
So
Anyways,
Elaine is more
she's
powerful than any of these other ladies in the house, right? Which is why she can do what she does.
Like, Avienda?
No. Elaine walks into the house and takes Avienda away from 5 other Aes Sedai. But the reason she can do that is the power hierarchy, right?
Correct. And she mentions that. She's like, well, if the green sitter was here, then...
If Muriel had been there, she wouldn't have been able to do it, right? Because of the way being a sitter overrides the rest of it within the house.
Yep.
Right.
That's how it works. And so she's not even really Aes Sedai. But they're like, all right, you can beat me up. The G-Ito is strong here. She says, I have toe towards her, meaning Egwene, but greater to you. I love Rand al'Thor, once I let myself lie with him. I have camel toe, and I ask that you help me meet it. You may use the stick or the knife as you wish. The toe is mine, but the choice is yours.
Brother Dan,
Whatever you choose,
if
I
I knew what
accept.
a camel made us sounds were, I would have done it right then. What? Okay.
Guys, that's the best camel you'll ever hear.
That's what Joe Camel is like. When
Yeah.
someone-
He has emphysema. He's like, and she also spills the beans about men. Avian is like, let me at her.
I mean,
Elaine's like,
okay,
no,
so
she's my first sister.
this is one thing that came up for me here with this comments about Bear Lane. It reminded me. So Rand is shared with 3 men. Or 3 women. God damn it.
I wish.
No, go on.
Yeah.
What 3 men, Josh? Give me a
3 men. Perrin has the hawk and the falcon on his shoulder, which is Bear Lane and Fael.
Uh-huh.
And Matt has the daughter of the 9 moons. So we got a 3, 2, and a 1. That can't be coincidence. Like, he had to have planned that, right?
I didn't think about it. Yeah. Yes.
Right on.
Yes.
It's a funny coincidence if not. I mean, I know he planned everything because it's a fucking book, but I don't know what it means, I guess is what I'm getting at. But it seems suspect.
Okay. I like that.
Are you sure that daughter nine moons doesn't mean 9 women?
9 women from the Sanshen.
Are you sure?
No, I think it's a Sanshen
Matt
princess
doesn't
or
get a
queen
harem?
or something. I don't know what, but that's my impression. Yeah, it could be a harem, I guess. I don't know. The Sanshen,
Right, that's a good question.
I don't think it's like that. Yeah. Thank you, Nemigarden. With Rand sharing 3 men. I guess it was the fan fiction I've heard about, but have not been able to read.
Hey, let's look at that cat. Let's look at that book cover again. Oh no, it's Lords with a U.
Correct.
No wonder there's a Drakkar in this guy. So they spill the beans about it all. She's like, well, I just want to meet her and whatnot. And it turns out they just hugged. Yeah, hugged and cried. That's how You know, Randland women handle things. They hug and cry. Right. You with me? Anything before we jump to chapter 41?
Well, there's this funny comment from Elaine about Avienda would consider sharing him with her. Min was ready to share him with her. Was she the only one of the three who was normal? Okay, fuck.
Hey, you know what? This TAVERN stuff. It's like a clam. If it's not open, Rand's gonna shuck that shit right open and pry your brain open. You have to accept what Rand is just throwing on the table.
Pretty much, yeah.
So it seems like at least one of them has an open mind. I'm like, well, Elaine's like, well, all right, fine.
I trust these people. Yeah.
Min's kind of cute.
Anyways. Is anything in life so simple, Avienda? Not when men are involved. And they both crack up. I mean...
Oh, these chapters are full of them. Matt's like, oh, if the world were ending, a woman would take time out and tell you what you did wrong.
To chastise a man and brush her hair, basically. Yeah.
And judge your penis size.
Oh, really?
And look down and just laugh and 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 laugh.
Elaine is a horny bi slut. She is. She just doesn't have the opportunity. But she masturbates every time a Victoria's Secret's catalog.
Well, I thought it was kind of funny that, like, in Randland, the thing you keep under your mattress is a map.
On the map. Yeah.
I'm trying to understand the joke. Is Elaine masturbating to maps right now? Is that what
Yep.
Well, let's hope not. But she's thinking about men getting to Rand with the map is what she's doing, right?
I mean, here she comes and goes.
The Aerith Ocean.
Definitely wet.
All over my Caroline grass. Right? Nothing? All right, chapter 41. A threat.
Moving along.
And this is the Min chapter.
At this point, I'm wondering if Jane Farshard actually ever left her house. Or their house.
Oh?
Wait, what?
All you need is a map.
Oh, the adventures?
Yeah.
On their adventures?
Yeah. He just had a map. Anyways.
He's all then, and then we came to Shara.
See?
Wink. But before we came to the Isle of Madmen. Wink. All right.
Wink if
Oh,
you
look,
know.
I just came to Shamshin.
Yeah, wink if you know, wink if you know.
All right.
Min shows up in
Just
Camelin,
like
finally.
Min's in
Boy,
Camelin.
Right,
Yeah,
she
she's
came
at
to
the
Camelin.
palace. She's like that. All right, take me to my man. She gets to her man. She says, I'm here to see Rand al'Thor, the Dragon Reborn. My name is Min. He knows me.
yeah.
Biblically. Well,
Conjugally, yeah.
and I have an important message for her. She's like, well, you better. Otherwise, we're going to throw your ass out faster than you got in. They go in, boom. Rand is talking to nobles. He's like, oh, it's Min. Get the fuck. I'll see her in my private apartment.
Okay, hang on. What is this Min's joke here? Am I supposed to take my horse in too? I don't think Rand wants to see her. All the Aiel crack up.
Clap. That's a good one, Min.
Because I know Rand loves horses.
Well, yeah,
Well,
and
she was riding a stallion, I suppose. So maybe it's
and it's funny because the IEL want nothing to do with horses.
With the horse, exactly.
So they sent the guy Shin, and he's like, "Fuck, fucking."
Oh,
all right. What can we do, Village Mattress?
good night, Village Mattress. All right, I'm gonna unbutton
Tell
one
me
more
what I
button,
can
I
do.
guess.
What can I do? All right. Andrew, hello.
Nice. Hello, Andrew.
It's the water. Yeah, the water on the map. So we got So Rand's like, "Oh, men, hey, let me tell you about all my bitch problems. Oh, fuck, Elaine, I want to fuck her, but she's weird. Oh, and Avienda, I kind of want to fuck her, but she's weird. And it's good to talk to you, men. You're not like a lady." And Min's like, "Oh yeah, do you know my 5-year-old's in soccer now?" I had to draw state maps last night. That's so weird.
Do you know there's 2 Dakotas?
Oh shit! I gotta fix my camera. I made out with my camera just too hard.
Too hard.
But yeah, she gets on him and she does her thing, man. She's like, "Do I look like a man? A horse?" In one quick stride, she reached him and plumped herself down in his lap. Plumped.
It's not plopped. It's plumped.
Plumped. You plumped. That's...
You sheep herder, do I look like a Bella to you?
Bella! No, yeah. Ryan providing what the people want since 2022.
I mean, Min's pet name for Rand being "you wool-headed sheep herder" is just chef's kiss. I mean,
and he's like, "I love that. You keep calling me that. No one else can, just you."
Laugh softly.
Quote. She wriggled round on his lap in a way that made him clear his throat.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
What? You want to go in the back?
No.
All right, no more min stripper jokes. I'm done.
No. I think this is a hit.
You like min stripper? All right. Every time she sits on a lap, she's doing a lap dance. She's facing him.
But, I mean, and all her kids are joining soccer all at once. So,
All her kids. Well, she has a 12-year-old.
5-year-old and 8-year-old.
She has a 12-year-old, she has a 5-year-old, and she has an 18-month-old.
18-month-old, okay. Okay.
What?
Quite a range, Dan.
Gotta eat. Girls gotta eat.
Oh.
She tells him about the embassy from Camelin. He's like, or from Saladar. He's like, "Oh, there's freaking 9 of them? That's, okay." And Lutheran's like, 9? No. He's like, "You know what? Tell them they don't have to come one at a time. I'll take 3 of them. I could take on 3. Tell them 3 can come at a time. That's cool. I don't give a fuck."
You missed a drinking obligation, Dan.
Talk to me.
Stop jerking about.
Okay.
Thank you, Josh. There's so many in these chapters. It's tough.
Especially this section, yeah.
A lot of jerking and fingering. I intentionally skipped to a Rex. Someone stood a Rex.
Referring to what?
Any
Yeah,
erect.
in what instance is this happening, Brother Dan?
Ryan, it doesn't matter. It's non-contextual. It's non-contextual drinking obligation.
Although I do imagine Robert Jordan wakes up, he doesn't just wake up, he jerks erect every morning. He jerks erect,
yeah.
Sulin comes in.
Morning,
Sulin gets pissed. She sees the lap dance. She's like, "Oh yeah, so do you like this belly ring? I just got it. I just got it in Acapulco. I was in Acapulco for a week. That's why I'm so tan." Anyways,
there has to be some joke in there about Robert Jordan's Morning Wood and tree singing, but I don't know what it is.
I'll get it. Thank you for the seeds.
We're on it.
Let it grow.
Maybe we could ask ChatGPT.
Tree sing that shit.
Sulin comes in. She's like,
"Wait, are we
is this?" But
we all think like tree singing is just like Deck and Dance, right?
Village Mattress.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That's some sun.
That's way better.
That's
Yeah.
See, if you had gone to bed at Village Mattress, you would have.
Yeah,
not
being in this,
been
I think this liminal state is actually the perfect way to view our show.
Yeah. You're floating amongst the dreams right now, just firing off zingers.
Just
keep going.
It. You won't remember this in the morning, but keep it up.
So Sulin comes in. She sees Min just straddling, just grinding, just sung wood.
What's the soundtrack every time it cuts to her on top of him?
I think it's All the Single Ladies by Beyonce.
Okay.
If you want, and then you should have put a ring on it. Gosh, now I have All the Single Ladies in my head. Yeah, Ryan, give me a timeout.
So I need a full thread.
So the way that this paragraph was written, Sulin stood just inside the door in her red and white dress, her face so suffused with blood that the scar on her cheek stood even paler than usual. I had to read that like 5 fucking times before I realized that she had not been like cut with a knife or.
I thought she was bloody too.
Right. It cuts like a knife. Ooh, and it feels so right.
Who sings that, Ryan?
Kansas.
Bryan Adams. You're right.
Yeah.
Canadian. I think 1984. He sung Summer of '69. He also sang Everything I Do It For You.
Go on.
He has your first name with a B in front of it.
What?
I mean, he spells it Bryan. That's what I mean. All right.
He is a rare Brian with a Y.
He's the rare Brian with the Y. That's why I meant.
I'm a fan of all Brians with Ys. If you have an I in your name, it starts with a B. Any name that starts with B with an I in it, fuck them.
What, like Bill?
Brandy.
Wait.
Yeah, fuck Bill. Fuck Bill.
You want BYLL?
Billiam.
All right. All right. So Sulin comes in. She's like, she's offended to see Mid on there. Min has been grinding for so long. She falls asleep on.
Yeah.
And guys, if you haven't had a stripper fall asleep on your shoulder, you guys haven't lived. Yeah. I think she was nodding off. I think someone gave her a little fentanyl. She was like, "Hey, she's like,
just a little."
Her knees were like going like this. She was like,
Hopefully, it was an appropriately milligram size dose. Yes.
That's my fentanyl impersonation. Thank you. So she just nods off like in a heroin dose.
You want me to do my? Do you want me to do my police touching with fentanyl dose impersonation?
Yeah, please.
I'm dead.
I'm dead. Oh gosh.
Don't do drugs.
There.
Hey Ryan, here's a cop who accidentally walks up on someone who his name is Fredinol. Hey, license and registration. I'm dead.
Fentanyl, I'm dead. we cut it on. Body cam is just sky.
It just sees the moon. All right. Yeah, my name's Fred. Is that your full name? Is it Frederick? It's Fredinol. I'm dead.
I'm dead.
Jump.
Oh my god. Oh my dog. My dog died too. All right. Oh my dog. All right.
I'm gonna leave you guys to it. Have fun. Have fun.
All right. So, Fredinol, right? No, I'm just kidding. So Mid in her like heroin haze is like, oh hey, you're gonna have twins. They're gonna be mirrors. They're gonna be so awesome. And Sulin's like, oh my fucking god! I only just realized I'm pregnant right now. I just took the IO pregnancy test, which means I peed on some agave.
Okay.
And the leaf turned to the west. Oh my gosh, I'm pregnant.
Now, if this
she's
happened in modern day times, like she was instantly started looking for cameras, CCTV cameras and shit. Like Edward Snowden.
Well, I do want to know. So she's having twins. She's having girls, and she was let without. I mean, so this is like. You go to the ultrasound and they're like, oh yeah, it's a beautiful baby boy you got there. And the woman's like, I didn't really want to know that. We have so few surprises in life. It doesn't matter. And he's like, well, yeah, it's a boy and he's got a big one. And she's like, oh. So, I mean, Min is kind of like that.
A big umbilical cord, that is.
Right.
Yeah, she's like, oh, look, you got two girls and they're girls. What do you know? Huh? Anyways.
All right,
spoiler.
Apparently there's several
Spoiler,
people in
Sulin.
chat. All right, there's a drunk check going on in chat. Please, everyone, chat and drink safely, but heavily.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Both
well done. Well done.
We're sitting in.
Not Sulin. She's not drunk. You're right. Right.
I'm dead.
I'm dead.
Oh no, not again.
No.
He was 2 weeks from retirement. Fredinol! All right. No.
So, what is the difference between?
Wait, it's sad because no one will give you CPR because they don't want to die too.
They don't want to. Yeah, you.
Cops are out. I'm not touching it.
It's like gross. Wait, hey, where'd Josh go? Where did Josh go? I don't know. Did you?
No, I did not die of fentanyl poisoning. I'm just waiting for you idiots to finish your goddamn skit that is not funny.
That was Josh going, your time, ladies and gentlemen. This is your time.
Let's. I'll wait it out.
Are you done? Okay.
All right, they're saying Sulin isn't pregnant. Who's pregnant?
Well, hold on. Oh,
Not
Mullane.
Melanie.
Yeah, it's
Mullane. Yeah.
Mullane.
Mullane.
Yeah, you're right. Sulin was just, she's
Angry
the
and bloody.
servant.
Angry and bloody. Okay, so how is Min's ability different than a foretelling? All right, so in the case of the foretelling about Rand that we witnessed, well, the Dragon Reborn that we witnessed in New Spring, it did come to pass. I think we figured out that the foretelling happened concurrently with the event. It was more like a vision of the happening as opposed to a vision of the future. So a foretelling, if I'm understanding. Sorry, Ryan, go ahead.
Well, I mean, yeah. If it's something that happens in the past, it's like a retelling.
Right.
If it's going to happen, it's a foretelling. What is it when it's happening at the moment? It's just.
I think that is a foretelling. So, and this is what I'm trying to get at. It seems to me that like the foretelling is something that happens concurrently or in the near-term future, maybe. Whereas what Min sees is the pattern in the future. Is like the actual manifestation of the pattern in the future, as opposed to a vision of what's happening now.
Well,
or
actually,
a possible future.
I want to remind you of when Rand first met Elida.
Mm-hmm. And Elida had a vision about him too, right?
Had a foretelling.
A
foretelling about him, right?
Yeah. So if you remember that, I don't.
Oh, so I guess here's the question then: does Elida see things like Min does?
I don't think so.
The difference?
Like I said, I think for Min, it's actually seeing the pattern as it will be in the future, as opposed to a possible future. Right? That's why her visions are always correct. Mm-hmm. Because she sees the pattern in the future, not just one way that the possible future could be. That's my interpretation of it. I'm probably way fucking off base, but
why
that's how I've been kind of trying to understand it.
Why are her visions so esoteric then? Why are they hard to interpret for her?
Because they're symbolic and they're symbolic and not literal, right? It's not like she sees a future event unfold. She sees a symbol that she then has to interpret what the meaning of that symbol is in the context of the present moment.
Yeah,
right. Like seeing all of the Aes Sedai die when she entered the White Tower. That ended up being the battle that was the battle within the White Tower. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still working on this idea. So I don't have. I don't know that I can.
Yeah, let me ask you another one. So Min, when she doesn't understand a lot of what she sees, but when she does understand what it is, she knows it will happen. Right. Is everything that she's seeing facts? And if she could interpret every single one of them, they would all be things that would happen. She just doesn't know how to interpret them.
Yes, I think that what she sees is somehow connected to the pattern, and that therefore it is assuming that, and this gets into the question of free will, and like, can something change that would make Min's vision be upended, right? Or unwoven.
Right. Can she be wrong?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Right on. That's.
I don't know.
I think it's. We see later that Min kind of is always like asleep around the Aes Sedai.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if she's really just pretending to sleep, so she's not seeing all this.
She's not seeing all the visions around them. I think, she's talked about that before.
Yeah. So it's not a fun existence for her. It's still jarring to her.
Overwhelming.
She's in her 20s.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah. Is there anything else in that chapter that you wanted to discuss before we jump into chapter 42, the Black Tower?
I don't think so.
The Black Tower. This is where you learn some terms that you had heard before, including the Black Tower.
Ashaman. Yeah, no, this was great. Things I already kind of had unfettered and had realized, but it was nice to finally learn them in the text.
Mm.
It's hard to go to a Jordan Con and not learn about the Black Tower and Ashaman and be able to figure out what they fucking are. So it is what it is.
Right. And we have friends, the Black Tower podcast. You're like, well, I assume it's a thing. I guess it could just be like the anti-White Tower, but I mean, yeah. But it's spoiler, but not super, but yeah, kind of. But I'm glad we're here.
It reveals bits about the story that you wouldn't know otherwise, right?
This is Rand POV. He's alone with Min, and he's like, want to go to the farm? She's like, no, thanks. Fuck, no. But she gives him a little kiss on the. Bye, cutie. I'll see you. I work Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, noon to 8. But he's like, all right. Quote. Tell me, guys. Is this a drinking obligation?
He was really turning into a Randy goat.
Teasing him for one slip of the tongue.
Yes, sure.
Thank you, Josh.
I think him turning into a Randy goat is also a drinking obligation.
He is a Randy goat too, and it made me think of that horny goat weed.
Goat weed.
Remember that stuff like 15 years ago that you'd find it in like gas stations and 7-Elevens? It was called horny goat weed. I don't know. I didn't try it. I don't need it. What?
Was it like bath salts or something?
Quote, this morning, Alana was eager. Ryan, you're muted.
Yeah, well, I have nothing to say. I don't think that's a stretch. That's beyond all stretch.
This morning, Alana was eager. If I just said that, what would you think? Come on, man.
Ready to go.
She wanted her oatmeal.
Okay.
She
all
wanted
right, quote.
Yeah.
The feel of oily offal staining your bone.
All right, yes,
bone.
Nothing I can say.
Well, there's an S at the end of that, but
there is an S at the end.
Bone.
All right, oily offal staining your bone. Mm-hmm. Yep. Rand goes to the farm. He sees things have changed.
Oh, shit.
There are over 100 students. Things are built up. The crooked barn is now all straight. They're building other things. They got tons of people around. Rand walks up, and some guy's like, "Hey, who
the fuck are you?"
He's like, "I'm Rand Thor." He's like, "Oh, that's you. Oh, yeah. I bet you I could." And then, boom.
Just fucking...
Tame just fucking launches him.
Mike Singletary to him.
Yeah, just clogged it. He just Draymond him. Just punched him without him even knowing. Puh.
He's like, "Oh, I thought I'd teach him a lesson, even though there's no rule against talking to you."
He's like, "It's making the team better." He's like, "Hey, sorry about that. Some of these people, you tell them that they can go destroy the world, and you expect them to walk small. How's that going to work? All right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You with me?
Don't heal him. No healing."
This is the first time that he's like, "Don't heal him. Fuck. Make his ears ring." This is the first time Matt hears about the Black Tower. He's like, "Black Tower?" He's like, "Yeah,
Not Matt,
I thought it's kind of cool." Oh yeah, Rand. He's like, yeah. Tame's like, yeah. I thought it was, Black Tower was the White Tower. Balance, right? He's like, well, I don't know if I like it, but that's fine.
Well, the fact that we still don't know that Tame isn't a fucking one of the Forsaken hiding out, right? So he sure does know a lot, and then he selectively chooses black, like the Black Aja for the tower name. I mean, it's a little suspicious. More than a little, maybe. It's like a lot suspicious.
Okay.
All right, so if Tame was a Forsaken, who would he be?
I'd have to try to find my notes about where we knew who was where. Let me see if. Give me a minute. Let's come back to that.
Okay.
If I can find my
no
bottom
sweat.
of the page notes about where each Forsaken is, because fuck if I can remember off the top of my head. And the answer is
Okay. Yeah, no sweat. Rand gives a speech that is, he's like, yeah, I'm at the Four Seasons, and it turns out it's at the
okay.
Four
Here we go.
Seasons Pest Control. Oh.
It has to be Demandred. That's the only possibility. That's the only male who is not known. Samael's and Ilian. Semirhaj, Grendel, and Masana are all women. And Demandred is a man, but we don't know where he is. So I think it has to be Demandred.
Okay. Demandred's a man. He's a man. He's a man. He's a man.
The mighty man. He's a mighty Mandred.
I mean, he knew the secret about not sweating. He knew how to test men for power. He isn't insane, which, again, like we talked about, leads one to wonder whether he has the Great Lord's protection from the taint. Like,
The Great Lord.
Yeah.
so.
And he uses weird phrases like so-called Aiel.
Right, and he killed the
Gray Man.
The Gray Man before Rand could question him. Like, yeah, there's just a lot of. I mean, Luce Theron wants to fucking take his throat out. Like, there's just a lot of uncertainty as to who he is, and Rand seems to like the way that he's always described. Like, and it's multiple times here in this chapter. His voice was almost jolly, but his dark tilted eyes, stared close to murder at the man he clubbed. And then, like, when Rand and him are sitting and talking together at the table after Rand puts the pins on him, he's like, he visibly shakes, right? Whereas,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
outwardly he appeared at his ease, yet his eyes could have been dark gemstones. Where is the shaking bit? But yeah, it's like there's this opposition often in the way that his state is described that is obviously setting you up to wonder like what's going on with him, right?
There's the quote here, quote, I suppose I was the first Ashaman, Rand told the students, but imagine Tame is the second. Tame's face made stone look soft. What is... All right, never mind.
It's a pretty good drinking. I'm gonna finish my drink for that one. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What was wrong with the man? He finishes.
Nice.
Okay, yep. That's a good one.
And then Tame's like, "Hey, you got time for a pint?" And he's like, "Yep. Let's figure this shit out." Tame's like, "Hey, you're getting all the guys that can't channel. They're going to you." He's like, "Yeah, I think Bashir's doing it. I don't know. Probably." Probably. Shrug. I delegate, man. He says that Tame shook visibly with rage after he says, "You've had a butt in your breeches ever since I put those badges on you. Is this something to do with them? If so, I don't understand. These men will think more of theirs for seeing you receive yours from the Dragon Reborn."
And then he literally just drops that topic on the floor and fucking leaves it too. It's like no resolution ever comes out of that question, which I was like, what the fuck?
No,
Seriously?
no. Tame goes, no. I'm just mad because there's 9 Aes Sedai, and I'm just worried for you because there's 2 others. So that means 11. 11's dangerous. He's like, yeah, I got it. Fuck you. Don't come in the city. If I see you in this, if I feel channeling anywhere, hey, fucker, if a man
the
channels
Forsaken comes
anywhere,
in and channels, you're gonna die.
Anywhere, I'm going after your ass. You got that? Tame's like, yeah, okay, bro.
If you dare,
why are you
touch
mad,
a
bro?
hair on my chinny chin chin.
Have you ever noticed
like,
how in the original cartoon of the 3 little pigs, there's a picture of the mom and the dad in the background, and the dad is sausages? Really fucking dark joke. Anyway, sorry.
3 little pigs and there's
Like in the original Disney animation of 3 Little Pigs, when they're inside the cottage, the brick house, if you look in the background, the picture of the dad is just a bunch of sausages. And the picture of the mom is like a mom with a bunch of piglets around her. It's like, oh, okay.
I've seen in several of more like the Warner Brother cartoons where someone's hungry and they'll look at someone and suddenly they're just dividing them up. Like, all right, there's the loin, there's the ribeye.
Yeah. With the dotted lines.
Suddenly, white dotted lines. Exactly right.
All right, Mauricio. But Tame gave Rand one of the seals. In fact, if he's so forsaken, was gaining Rand's trust. Well, aren't the seals kind of fucking fucked at this point anyways? They're all soft and shit and like fragile. Does it really matter if Rand has it? It seems like the Dark One's coming out regardless.
Yeah, so do you have to be gentle with the seals or are they just going to break? I mean, is it just...
Be like one of the little pigs. If your dad's dead, nothing you do about it. Either
you draw white dotted lines on him. You're like, that's ham
hock. Circle of life.
Circle of life.
Where you eat your dad? Yeah. Yep. Thank you, DKmoon. Oh. Hey, you want a piece? Oh, the dark one.
Oh, nice.
Well, so it would be dark chocolate, right? It'd be like 98% dark, like cacao. What did we miss about this? I didn't read past these chapters.
Yeah, I mean, I did read 43 and 44, but we can stop here. I think that's fine. We've covered a lot.
Let me just reflect, I guess, more on Min and Avienda's Elaine and Avienda's conversation. This is so I had gone to the polyamory panel to hear a discussion of that in this world during Jordan-Con, and they talked about
that Mistress Dovie put on.
That Mistress, she was a big part of it, and it talked a lot about how the women are approaching this thing, and this is a good example of them saying, all right, well, guess what, I fucked your man. And Elaine saying, that's cool because I already understand that I need to share him. And let's figure this out because there's another chick involved too. So let's talk about this. And they, this is one of the more honest conversations that we have is Avienda explaining her toe. And Elaine saying, right. No, it's cool. No, we're going to have to deal with this, baby. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that? Because Rand is fucking oblivious. Rand's like, I don't know. What's this letter? Oh, God, I don't even know what Elaine's God,
he's not exactly
Elaine's
oblivious.
So
I mean, he goes into it a little bit. He says, "Am I just a lecher, or, a greedy something or other?" I forget the exact quote, but I mean, he's aware. He thinks he does love both of them, and he's trying to come to terms with what that means. Dovie says, right. And that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, he is approaching it with his small world, small village, conservative worldview, right? Greedy fool, thinking I'm in garden, yes.
Right. He was like, "Oh shit, Amianda, we just had sex. I need to contact the women's circle. Oh no. We need a year to." And she's like, "I don't want to marry you. That's not your choice, baby." So yeah, but Rand is cognizant of what's going on, but not like, I don't know. I mean, so he reads the letter. The letter's like, "Hey, you know how I feel," signed Elaine. And he's like, "I don't know shit. And and is talking to Min, and he's like, "Well, no, you're not a girl. I mean, I guess you're a girl, but I mean,
I see you as a friend, not as a woman. And therefore, I feel comfortable around you." So, I mean, and again, that's pretty revealing, too, that he says that, right? That he can't, around a woman, he can't be himself, quote unquote. I think that's a big part of the uncertainty here.
Okay, yeah, so give me a health rating as far as...
He's on fire over here.
Relationships right now. Like, so...
Okay,
Elaine,
from which
Min,
side?
Alvienda, and Rand. Like, so just... We know that
from our own cultural... From our own perspective? From their perspective. 2023 or from their own perspective?
From their perspective.
Because Avienda thinks she's a fucking 10.
Okay.
She has no clue that that there's some, that there are other value systems outside of her own. I mean, she does, but she doesn't give a fuck. Elaine is probably thinks she's like a 6. Min... maybe like an 8, Rand like a 3. It's way easier to judge it from our own value system, I feel like, than which the answers are pretty much the same.
I think it's the first 10 Alvienda ever got in her life ever. Josh, well done.
That's funny.
Yes.
I like Min and Rand a lot. And as far as things go, she is right now the only one that Rand really doesn't have to deal with.
Right.
In fact, she's like, and she has this magic, but he hasn't really used it so far. Like, he's not using her for her powers. He just likes that she calls him a wool-headed sheep herder.
Right.
So
she sees him as he is and not as the Dragon Reborn. And that's despite everything. And even though she knew maybe sooner than any of them, even then people who knew that he was TAVERN, like Egwene and Nynaeve, who...
AD.
Hello, Andrew Dash, who only sees them as, like Matt, like still sees them as these little boys in the Two River, and not as a man who is something aside from the Dragon Reborn and aside from the sheep herder, right? Like, that's why her pet name for him is funny, because she doesn't really see him as a wool-headed sheep herder at all. She sees the Rand that's the man inside the cloak of all of these obligations and TAVERN-ness and what he saddled himself with as the Dragon Reborn, or what?
Right, and he mentions that even to her. He says, you don't see the Dragon Reborn who has a swimmer's build and an 8-pack. You only see this farmer with straw in his hair." She's like, "No." She's like, "No, I'm feeling your 8-pack right now."
You look past this billowing white shirt with the buttons perfectly laid down with no collar on it.
So hot. I can feel your collarbones from here. It's so prominent. Yeah, so I do like Min's like, this girl fucks too, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And she even says so. She's like, "Hey, I was getting busy when when he was like
still chasing
hanging out,
sheep,
milking sheep." Yeah.
Right.
DK. That's going.
We'll head to TreeXHugger. So that, I think we're gonna wrap it on that. Ryan. I'm committing now. Chapters 43 through 49 through 240. No, we'll say
up to 49.
Up to 49, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, up to 49.
So we'll stop at 50 at Thorns.
Through 49, we'll stop at.
Okay, great.
Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. This has been a fun time.
Everybody.
Josh, thank you. You grok hard. And as Ryan and I tried to pull you ferociously off the train track, and you just would not budge. You are the little engine that could.
Well, I'm sorry Tom wasn't able to be here tonight.
Ryan is the little engine that came.
Yeah, on your face.
So thanks for watching. We'll see you next Tuesday, and see us on Sunday. We're talking the 10 most dangerous non-channelers, and we'll have Beth and Tom with us as always.
You won't want to miss it. All right, everyone.
Love you all.
Read it.
Bye, everybody.